Nature needs our help. We need to invest billions of pounds in Scotland to restore nature and to tackle the twin crises of climate change and nature loss. Globally, the investment required is huge, in the hundreds of billions of pounds, but the finance community, governments and NGOs are working together to deliver this. Never before has there been so much interest in working together to tackle these problems and invest in a better world for future generations. By investing in nature-based solutions, we can reduce carbon emissions, store carbon in our peatlands, soils, woodlands and oceans. We can work within the existing resources on our planet. We can reduce flood risk and improve water quality by restoring ecosystems. We can make better places for people and nature to thrive. As we recover from COVID, we can invest in better green spaces close to where people live and create new jobs in urban and rural Scotland. That investment can drive a green recovery, creating the new jobs and nature-based economy that will deliver a just transition to net zero. Traditional sources of funding for nature are insufficient to meet this challenge and to deliver the investment required. Recognising the chasm between what we need and what we've got, the Scottish Wildlife Trust and Scottish Environment Protection Agency published a route map in May 2020 to deliver £1 billion of investment in nature in Scotland. It was an ambitious rallying call to the finance community and other partners to come together to create new mechanisms to invest in nature. The route map sets out the key steps in the journey and established our base camp, a place where we can come together to discuss how to radically change the future of nature in Scotland. The group is called the Scottish Conservation Finance Pioneers. In the last 12 months, despite the challenges of COVID, the Pioneers Group has grown to a community of over 150 members, working together to develop a new green finance sector in Scotland. The group continues to grow with businesses, academics, investors and NGOs sharing ideas and testing new concepts. Key agencies including Nature Scot and Scottish Forestry are working with the group to help build the investment required, and we are reaching out to grow the community further. By working together, we can bridge that chasm between the funding required and the scale of the challenge. The route map identified 9 potential routes to £1 billion for nature. These include complementary funding mechanisms for carbon payments, woodland planting along rivers, vacant and derelict land, tackling invasive species and investing in the marine environment. New mechanisms such as nature climate bonds, green loans and landscape enterprise networks are being developed here in Scotland to channel investment into nature. And progress is being made. The voluntary market for carbon credits has shown a step change in growth, with Scottish Forestry, Nature Scot, Scotland's Rural College and others working together to attract investment through the carbon codes. The Riverwoods Partnership has been created, working together to deliver new woodland along our rivers. A landscape enterprise network has been developed in Ayrshire, with opportunities on Arran and Islay being explored. The Scottish Government has invested £50 million in vacant and derelict land. The Scottish Marine Environment Enhancement Fund will launch in November this year with £100,000 of seed funding to kickstart a process to attract millions of pounds of private investment into our seas and coasts. Meanwhile, we are partnering with the Global Ethical Finance Initiative on a series of events to influence leaders at COP26. And this is just the beginning of our journey. Already new routes to the first £1 billion are being identified. We're exploring ways for communities to benefit from green finance and to invest in their futures using nature climate bonds and other financial tools. To find out more about what we are doing, join the Pioneers through our base camp online. Here you can meet other organisations and individuals who share the same goal of investing in our future. You can shape the future of investments in Scotland's nature. You can help us find new routes to the first 1 billion of investment in nature and create new mechanisms that can deliver returns for investors. A low-carbon, nature-rich future can revitalise our economy and take advantage of the exceptional natural capital we have in Scotland. Join us at our base camp and help us find our way to that future.